Right, today I like to talk about how to shape after I do the demonstration on centering, opening, and lifting. So the final stage is shaping. So I will do the timeless mode on the centering, opening, and lifting, and then just focus on the shaping. But I will show you the whole process. Right, so now the wall is thin enough. Usually I told you that I throw to the limit of the clay. So when the clay starts to become a little bit wobbly, you have to stop pulling it up, and you can try to shape it. Usually before I shape it, I like to remove the throwing mark. So first I will use my wooden rib. Okay, this is the wooden rib. And when you are ribbing, you don't need to add water to the surface. Okay, it will be slippery enough when you are using the rib. So you don't need to add water. The way I'm holding is holding my finger to the hole here so that the rib doesn't slip off your fingertips. Okay, hold it there. And I prefer using the point, okay, the point down instead of this way. Okay, I prefer holding my rib this way. Also, you can use the tip of the rib to kind of trim the clay from the bottom corner. And when you are ribbing, basically you don't want to have too much pressure on the outside, but let your inside hand do the job. Okay, so make sure that the inside is slippery. Because the outside you don't need to add water, but the inside your finger is still moving, so you need to make sure it is slippery. And slightly push out the wall, and then just use your rib to guide it. And at the beginning, since my rib is from this point to this point, okay, from this point to this point, so I don't even need to move my rib until when my hand is moving stuff from the base and to about 2/3, and then I will start to move my rib up. Okay, but at the beginning I just keep my rib stay on the same spot while I'm moving the fingers inside. And now I'm moving the rib with my fingers, with my inside finger. So one more time. And the inside finger, you want to use a little bit of a pad. Okay, don't use a fingernail. Okay, just a little pad, so it will be smooth on the inside. And you don't need to spin your wheel very fast. Right, so that's the original ribbon that I usually use, the wooden rib, because that way I'm also compressing the wall. And then the final shaping, I am changing to my metal rib. Okay, metal rib. And the way I'm holding the wooden rib, I'm holding more like using the straight edge here. Okay, like this. okay, instead of this way, okay. If you watch from the top view, you see a slight angle, okay. This is 90 degrees, a slight angle. But when I'm using the metal rib, I'm not going to use the straight edge, okay. So more or less using the side of it. So I will hold my rib more like this angle instead of this angle, okay, this angle. And again, the same thing, that just slightly touched up the outer part from outside. Basically, let the inside finger do the job to move your shape. And make sure it is slippery. So holding my rib, and at the beginning you can make your rib a bit straight, but once, if you want to have a more curve, you can slightly using the thumb, okay? Put your thumb on pressure, so you're bending your rib a little curve, and just push on the inside hand to slightly touch outside. See that I'm slightly bending, so the curve follows the curve, right? I'm bending. And now my finger is moving toward here, and the rib is kind of short, so about the 2/3 of the whole length of my metal rib, I will start to move up from here, okay? Putting my finger against the rib. I will cut it open, okay, after I move it up. Right, so I will cut it open and show you when I'm stretching the inside hand and outside rib, the position. Okay, so the inside hand starts from here, and I'm pushing the wall slightly against the rib until I move to about 2/3. Okay, 2/3 of the rib. I'm moving my rib again with my fingers. Okay, because if I keep on moving, the rib is kind of short. I want to follow the curve all the way through to the top. Okay, so from this point I push, and then my rib is following my inside fingers, and I keep on going. So the curve follow through all the way to about the neck here. And then I'm keeping the top, see the top is a bit thicker, so if I want to close it, I still have a little bit clay so that I can close it smaller, okay? Right, shaping one more time. So wooden rib first to remove all the finger mark, if you don't like the finger mark. I personally don't like the finger mark. And then a metal rib. And make sure when you are using the metal rib, you don't want to try to remove the clay from this direction or this direction, because you might cut your fingers. Okay, this is very sharp. So usually when I remove clay, I try to pull the clay away from the metal rib. Okay, pull the clay away from it. And when you are stretching or shaping it, you have to do this slowly. Okay, take your time. Usually, if your piece is small, probably 3-4 pour, that should be enough. And then you want to spend quite a bit of amount of time doing your shape. Right, you always want to take care of the base until it's perfectly fine. You like the shape, and then you finish up. Either you want to close the top, or you want to make the lip looks better. Do it at the final stage, but take care of the base, because if you don't do, you keep on taking care of the top, and then later on, it's very hard for you to get your fingers inside and then smooth the bottom. So always take care of that. And then the very final stage, you could still, you have a wide opening. You just get a sponge inside and remove that. If you have water or slip, you could clean it up. Usually I don't have lots of water. I guess I told you that I put the slip inside instead of water. And you see the clay here, I didn't even touch when you throw or when I'm shaping. So I still have quite a bit of clay here, and I could finish it up. If I don't pull it up a little bit higher, taller, or if I don't make the opening smaller, I still have quite a bit of clay I could do. So before I close further, usually I like to get the whole curve follow through. This part here is not going out enough, so since the opening is still big enough, I will just go inside and stretch it out a bit more. So the whole curve follow through all the way to the shoulder, to the neck. Right, so that's the shaping. And you can always stay back from a distance and look at the shape. Some people do put a mirror in front of your wheel, and you can check that too. But personally, I prefer just look at it by just lean back on the back of my chair and then look at the whole shape. And you see, when I'm shaping, my speed of the wheel is kind of slow. Keep it slow. I will just roughly finish up the top, and my next video I will show you how I make the opening smaller, or how I finish the lips, the rim. Okay, so this one I just focus on the shaping, stretching. Right, and then the excess clay, I could cut it off using my wooden knife. Hold it steady. Right, so the very basic throwing, 1.5 pounds clay, and you can see that once after I finish, the bed is very dry, so I don't even have any drip of water or slip in my splash pan. So just use water efficiently. Okay, you don't need to use a lot of water. And let me cut it open. My next video will show you how I finish up the whole shape, and also if you want to close the top, make the top smaller, what you do. Okay. All right, so that's the finish. Okay, the wall. Not much to trim off. Okay, the bottom. Trim a little bit here, a little bit on the side. So that's the shaping. Okay, shaping. Right? Hope this helped. See you next time.